day, everyone. We have our new topic for this morning, and it is all about weather disturbances. This is me, Teacher Helen, your subject teacher in science. Equip yourself. What is air pressure? Air pressure affects weather patterns. Okay, we have high pressure and low pressure. High pressure means that the atmospheric pressure in a region is higher than the pressure in its surrounding regions. Rainfall cannot occur in an area where air pressure is high, and fair weather is generally experienced in the region. Low pressure means that the atmospheric pressure in a region is lower than its surrounding areas. Wind is circulated inwards and lifts rapidly. Warm air rises and cools, and clouds are formed, resulting in rainfall and stormy weather. What is weather disturbance? It is a general term used to describe a change in weather patterns or condition in the atmosphere. Examples of weather disturbances are hurricanes, cyclones, typhoons, tornadoes, and thunderstorms. These conditions may produce strong winds and heavy rainfall that may result in flooding. In tropical regions of the southwestern Pacific Ocean, these weather disturbances are called cyclones. Tropical cyclone, or simply cyclone, is a rapidly rotating weather disturbance that is generated over warm oceans. It is characterized by low atmospheric pressure, which causes warm air and water vapor to rise, generating strong winds and heavy precipitation. In a cyclone, there is an eye. It is an area characterized by calm winds and even fine weather. In cyclone, it also has eye wall. Is a dense ring of clouds surrounding the eye where the strongest winds and heaviest rainfall occur. An example of a cyclone is Typhoon Haiyan, locally known as Typhoon Yolanda, which hit the Philippines in 2013. Classification of tropical cyclones. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAG-ASA, is the government agency that closely monitors low-pressure areas and storm that enters the country. If a tropical cyclone is forecasted to enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility, or PAR, PAG-ASA issues a warning to areas that would mostly likely be affected by the weather disturbance. PAG-ASA has adopted a classification system for tropical cyclones according to wind strength. Again, wind strength. In Philippines, any type of cyclone is referred to as typhoon or bagyo. So, it is not known as cyclone, but in the Philippines we refer to it as typhoon or bagyo. So there is a classification of typhoon or bagyo or cyclones. So these are the classifications: tropical depression, tropical storm, severe tropical storm, typhoon, and super typhoon. So how can we say if the cyclone or the bagyo is tropical depression? It's according to wind strength. TD, or tropical depression with maximum sustained winds of 61 km per hour. Tropical storm with maximum wind speed of 62 to 88 km per hour. Several tropical storms with maximum wind speed of 89 to 117 km per hour. Typhoon or bagyo with maximum wind speed of 118 to 220 km per hour. Super typhoon with maximum wind speed exceeding 220 km per hour. There are other types of weather disturbances. They call this as tropical wave and zones of disturbed weather. But in Philippines, we usually term this or referred as typhoon or bagyo. Changes before, during, and after a weather disturbance. Below is a table that summarizes some changes observed in the weather before, during, and after the occurrence of a cyclone or bagyo. So before, we have high clouds in the sky. During, dark, cloudy skies, of course. And after, we can see Mr. Sun, visible sun. Next, we have before, weather disturbance, dry and cold air. During the weather disturbance, heavy rainfall. After the weather disturbance, clearer sky. High relative humidity before, during strong winds, of course, and after scattered rain showers. Another before, scattered rain showers. During, large waves near the coastline. After, flooded areas. Before, gentle winds. During, storm surge. After, waterborne diseases. Okay, another during, flash floods and landslides, trees and crops uprooted, damage to homes, infrastructure, and establishment, injury or loss of lives. After, destroyed properties. And worst is missing person or persons. So that's all for the weather disturbances. So again, a storm is a weather disturbance. A cyclone is a rapidly rotating weather disturbance characterized by winds spiraling inward toward a low pressure center, producing strong winds and heavy rainfall. So a cyclone is referred to us in the Philippine as typhoon or bagyo. And who monitored the cyclone when it enters the Philippine area of responsibility? These were the PAG-ASA, Philippine Government Institution, monitors weather disturbances, INTERSPAR. And lastly, we have the classification of cyclones: tropical depression, tropical storm, severe tropical storm, typhoon, and super typhoon. And they are classified according to wind strength. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening. God bless you.